We done been through so much
Okay.
so much
Hey, you wanted to move on, right?
Come on, man. It's hard to move on when you don't know the truth, and that's when I come in and try to give you a vision, a little insight of what we go through as black people, man.
The rise, the reign, the regrets, and hanging over it all, the eternal question for Deontay Wilder: what if?
Because I know the truth. That's it. That's all that matters. You know the truth, I know the truth. I have the proof and the evidence of it all, and that's where we're gonna leave it.
Cheated. Tell him to sue me so I can show the facts early. Because when the documentary and everything the story come out, I'm gonna show everything.
Fantastic.
I'm gonna get all the people that know. I said we didn't want to bring him up in the first place. It ain't got to do with him.
Fair enough.
It's raw, it's unfiltered, and honestly a bit sad. The past clings to him like a bad tattoo, and moments like this scream that he's not at peace with how the story unfolded. Now let's hop in the time machine and rewind to where this wild ride really kicked off.
Cause I'm about to put this Haitian on permanent vacation. And the new Bond Squad!
January 17th, 2015 in Las Vegas, Deontay Wilder, a late bloomer who didn't lace up gloves until his 20s to support his daughter's medical bills, stepped into the ring against Bermain Stavern for the WBC heavyweight world title. The tough Haitian-Canadian champ was no slouch, but Wilder out-jabbed and outworked him over 12 rounds to win a unanimous decision.
The new WBC heavyweight champion of the world, the Bronze Bomber, Deontay Wilder.
Boom, America had its first heavyweight champion since the 2000s. The crowd erupted, and suddenly this Alabama powerhouse with a thunderous right hand was the man to watch.
I put him in the hospital for several days, and this time he gonna stay there.
Somebody will in that ring come November the 4th. I promise.
You know we've been fighting 400 and still fighting to this day. To this day.
Enjoy it. Because it's gonna be a massacre. I can't wait.
He's never faced a guy that just really want to rip his head off, and I do mean really want to put him down.
They running from me. They all scared of me. I'm the only heavyweight in the division with one knockout power. These guys have to be perfect for 12 rounds. I only have to be perfect for 2 seconds.
That's what people know me by. That's what I'm famous for, knocking people out. To this day!
It was the start of a reign that promised fireworks, a guy who could end fights in a blink and bring back that old school heavyweight drama. For the next few years, Wilder racked up 10 title defenses, turning the division into his personal highlight reel. Take his scraps with Luis Ortiz, the Cuban southpaw they called King Kong. First time around in 2018, Ortiz nearly had him, almost dropped even in the 7th, and had him wobbling like a weeble, but the Bronze Bomber railed for a 10th round TKO. Then in the 2019 rematch, Wilder played the Matador, letting the Cuban build a lead before uncorking that signature right hand in the 7th for another KO. And who could forget the Dominic Breazeale demolition in that same year after some pre-fight beef where Wilder threatened Breazeale's life. The then WBC champ starched Breazeale in the first round with a right hand that echoed through Barclays Center. One punch, lights out, as clean as they come.
And in the blink of an eye, bam, baby, good night.
But here's where the cracks started showing, even in Wilder's glory days. Wilder wasn't always the untouchable monster. He had his stumbles against the so-called journeymen, guys who shouldn't have pushed him that far. Back in 2015, in his first title defense against Eric Molina, a durable but unheralded Texican-American, Wilder dropped him multiple times, but let it drag to the 9th before finishing. Molina even landed some shots that had Wilder backing up, raising eyebrows about his chin and defense. Then there was Johan Duhaupas later that year, a French heavyweight who took Wilder 11 rounds before a TKO. Duhaupas ate bombs but kept coming, exposing Wilder's reliance on power over polish. And don't get me started on Artur Szpilka in 2016, a smaller Polish fighter, barely heavyweight sized, who frustrated Wilder for 8 rounds with movement before getting caught in the 9th. These weren't dominant shutouts, they were gritty, sometimes ugly wins that hinted at vulnerabilities, if not for the big punch he landed.
Deontay Wilder is a one-trick pony. I don't need to do anything special to beat him. I just need to be myself. Deontay Wilder's looking for one right hand all night.
It's a good trick, though.
It's a good trick, but we all know what happens when that trick don't land.
Yeah.
You've lost. You need more than one punch to beat me. You need to be able to set it up with footwork, speed, feints, movement, and he doesn't have any of that. If I let Wilder swing one of those wild punches from the back of the hall and hit me and knock me out, then I'll say thank you very much. You put me out of my misery. God bless you, Wilder. Because obviously, I can't be a great fighter that I think I am if I'm getting knocked out by swinging punches.
Fast forward to December 2018, enter Tyson Fury, the Gypsy King, fresh off a 2.5-year layoff, battling his own demons of weight gain and mental health. This first clash was electric. Wilder dropped Fury twice, including that iconic 12-round knockout where Fury rose like the undead. But Fury's boxing wizardry kept him ahead on points, and it ended in a controversial split draw. Looking back, Wilder got lucky. Fury wasn't fully tuned up, still shaking off rust, yet he outclassed the champ for stretches. Wilder kept his belt, but the seeds of doubt were planted.
Deontay Wilder can make all the excuses he wants to make up in his own brain, his team, everybody can tell him, you won that fight, baby, you won that fight. But listen, as a fighting man, you know when you're going to lose fights. Simple as. He lost the fight fair and square, he will lose the fight again fair and square. He had to brawl a man who was out of the ring for a year, loomed up 147 pounds, and he still couldn't beat him. They had to give him a bad decision in LA, you know, to get a victory for the so-called top bloke, top champion. I'm going to go out there, I'm going to give him a boxing lesson, I'm going to knock him out. That's exactly what I'm going to do.
You know, in rematches, I'm always better than I was the first time because of what I've seen in the ring and what I've experienced with my opponent. So the second time around, the preparation is a little bit easier because we understand what are they trying to do. I'm very smart. My IQ in the ring is very, very high. With him, I know everything he want to do. He gave me 100% of him. No matter what he may say, no matter if he got off the couch or whatever, he did the right things to get himself back in the shape with all the things that was going on. Of course, every fighter that faced me get in tip-top A++ shape because they understand the danger that they're putting themselves in. They're putting their body in.
Then came the downfall, February 2020, the rematch. Fury bulked up, came forward like a freight train, and battered Wilder into a 7-round TKO stoppage.
Love Deontay Wilder, but you cannot come out publicly and blame a costume. You can't do that. That's just embarrassing. I mean, it's just embarrassing.
The excuses flew. Costume too heavy, trainer betrayal, you name it. But the truth, Fury exposed him, breaking Deontay Wilder mentally and physically. That loss kicked off the demise, leading to a third fight in 2021, where Wilder showed hard, dropping Fury multiple times, but got KO'd in the 11th. The King was dethroned, and he has never been the same ever since. And oh, the missed opportunities, the biggest what if of them all.
Wilder, let's go, baby! Let's go!
No more dodging, no more excuses. Let's make the fight happen. Let's see who's the best. I know I'm the best. Are you up for the test?
I'm more than willing to fight Deontay Wilder April 13th in Wembley Arena, you know, in front of 100,000 audience.
I want to do my thing and go get that other belt. And at the end of the year, we have a mega fight. And winner takes all. Bragging rights, considered the best man on the planet.
So I'm very keen to make that fight, but no fantasy contracts. Just reality.
I don't want this to be like a Lennox and Bo situation. I definitely don't. This heavyweight division is so lit right now. It's on fire right now, and I think it's our obligation, our duty to get the fans what they want.
What I have to do to beat Wilder? Get him in the ring, and I'll knock him spark out.
Back when both were undefeated champs, the world was screaming for Deontay Wilder versus Anthony Joshua, the undisputed showdown that could have unified the belts and minted legends. But Wilder's team, they flat out refused. Negotiations dragged in 2018 and 2019, with offers flying back and forth, $100 million guarantees tossed around, but Wilder and his camp demanded much more, turned down the deals, and let egos torpedo it. Joshua went on to face Usyk, Fury built his empire, and Wilder, he sat on the sidelines, watching the moments slip away. Wrong decisions, like dodging that mega fight, left his potential untapped, his legacy incomplete.
Most definitely, you know, as long as he's still in the business, I'm still in the business, then, you know, we're gonna meet each other and make business happen. You know, as long as he's in there and his mind's right, mine as well, it will happen. And I truly believe that. You know, and if it doesn't, then that's a damn shame.
The Bronze Bomber's last 5 fights show a serious decline, and it doesn't spell good promise for what's at the hands of the Gypsy King. Wilder tried to rebuild, yet hasn't been successful. Wilder came back in October 2022 with explosive first-round knockout victory over Robert Helenius. On paper, it looked good, a statement return. but Helenius was a former sparring partner Wilder considered a friend. In the press conference, you could see the shift. Wilder starting to feel bad for his opponent, showing a real change in demeanor and mindset towards the game. The killer instinct that defined him seemed dulled. What followed were two devastating losses that crushed any revival hopes. First, in late 2023, there was a potential path back toward a big Anthony Joshua clash. Instead, former WBO champ Joseph Parker dominated Wilder for all 12 rounds in a unanimous decision win. Parker controlled the pace, outworked him, and exposed how far the power and defense had slipped. Then came the beatdown against fellow Olympian Zhilei Zhang in June 2024, a 5th-round TKO loss. Wilder showed hard, getting up after heavy shots, but he was out of his depth against Zhang's pressure and power. Notably, this was under Eddie Hearn's Matchroom banner, the same promoter Deontay Wilder once called a modern slave master and one of the worst in boxing. Aligning himself highlighted just how far the Bronze Bomber star had fallen, scrambling for relevance. Wilder's latest comeback win against journeyman Terrell Herndon in June 2025 was a stoppage, yes, but it took 7 rounds. Despite landing many seemingly flush right hands, the fight dragged on. Herndon was dropped a couple of times, but Wilder's signature one-punch KO thunder wasn't there anymore. Power is the last thing that goes, and Wilder's recent fights show that too is diminishing. Throughout his career, Deontay Wilder was fueled by raw emotion, anger, pride, personal demons, which isn't usually good for a boxer long term, but it worked miracles for Wilder in his prime.
I'm looking for more things to come after this. I just needed to see if I'm truly mentally back like I feel that I am. And there's no other perfect opponent for me than a Derek Chisora.
Now, with his upcoming fight against veteran Derek Chisora, set for April 2026 in London, that same fire might just reignite what seems to have been lost for years. Or could it be the final chapter in a great but tragic run?
I've been through a lot, you understand me? And I've had to regroup. I've had to get myself together. And things just don't change overnight. Things don't change for the next fight or so. You know, I lost my love and the passion for this business. I lost my hunger. For so many different reasons. I feel like I've lost a lot of things in my life, even some of the closest people in my life. So I don't feel like I have nothing else to lose, but only to gain.
I genuinely worry for him. I get with the crazy claims that he's making. I get it was always going to come up. Now, I think the poor lad's having a breakdown in public.
So here we are with Wilder as the cautionary tale in boxing's brutal theater. He burst onto the scene like a comet, that devastating right hand turning man into memes, but the wrong turns, clinging to excuses, avoiding the big risks, letting pride override strategy, turn him into a shadow of the monster he once was.
The ambulance better be ready. The medical better be ready. The referee better be ready. They better have that towel to be able to throw it in, because every blow gonna mean something.
And I'm literally trying to do that. I'm trying to give you something that you ain't never seen before.
This is the only sport where you can kill a man and get paid for it at the same time. It's legal. So why not use my right to do so?
Controversial, sure, but think about it like a docuseries episode. The rise, the reign, the regrets. And hanging over it all, the eternal question for Deontay Wilder: what if? What if he had sharpened his skills against those journeymen? What if he embraced the Fury losses as lessons? What if he had seized that Anthony Joshua fight and edged his name in immortality? Boxing is full of what ifs, but only few sting like this one.